Welcome to Most Amazing Facts. Today we're looking at AskReddit. Parents of Reddit, why are you disappointed in your adult child? He got a $200,000 inheritance when his father passed away 2 years ago. He is broke now. Not me, but my uncle. He is a very kind and hardworking man who did everything for his sons/my cousins. While the younger ones are decent and successful persons, the oldest one was always a piece of work. He never finished school or worked in his entire life, and at the same time belittled my uncle for his work. Said things like that he wouldn't even leave his bed for the money my uncle makes, that he's stupid for working for someone else, and hadn't understood life. They always believed in him. They gave him money so he could open his own stores, or bought him expensive cars/stuff so he would get motivated and do something with his life. After about 10 years, he's 28 now, and a lot of money, he asked for it again. My uncle told him basically that he wants to see a business plan first, and then he has to wait about 3 months because they were renovating the house. He threw a tantrum and left for a while. In the meantime, his parents renewed the first floor, walls, floor, bathroom, including furniture in his and his brother's room. Guys, one day he came back while nobody was home and just lost it. Called my uncle and screamed something about how he has to wait for his money while they were spending it for themselves. And then he smashed the place. Everything new and old. Ripped out the floor and destroyed the bathroom. There was water everywhere and smashed in walls. He slashed furniture and destroyed his brother's electronics. He had to be so angry. I was speechless when I saw it. They threw him out, took his keys, and haven't heard from him since. But before, he fought with his father and called his mother a down in own opinion. It just broke my uncle's heart. He isn't the same man anymore. This broke my heart. I hope your uncle is doing okay now. He must have worked real hard to renovate a house like that. He is 24 and has a full-blown meth addiction that started in the last 6 months. He was fired from the job he got at 18 because he was high and manic. Sidebar, his manager was the one who introduced him to meth. Since then, he has dedicated his time to either finding or using meth. He has been arrested 3 times, spent 30 days in jail, and continues to use even though he's on probation. He is angry because we will not allow him to live with us while he is using. He is now homeless. He broke into our house and stole some of his father's sports memorabilia to support his habit. Some of it is not replaceable and very sentimental. He is a shell of the human we knew 6 months ago, both figurative and literally. He cannot hold a normal conversation and is constantly twitching. We have offered to get him help, but he's convinced that the drugs have set him free and we are all living in a delusional world where we have to work and conform to society. It is killing us. On the other hand, our daughter, 23, just graduated college in June with a paralegal degree and has decided to go to law school. She's afraid to celebrate her success because she doesn't want to make him feel bad or upset him. Screw him for taking that away from her. He's 20 and refuses to go to college or get a job. He lives with his mom, so all I can do is talk to him about it. I fear for his future, like we, his parents, aren't immortal, and he doesn't seem to have self-preservation skills. My son is 25 and diagnosed with bipolar disorder at around 15 years old, maybe younger. After he became too old and too big for me to manage his meds, he refused to take them, and his life has been a roller coaster of disasters ever since. Between prison time, juvie and adult, bad decisions, suicidal ideation, drug use, fathering 2 children he doesn't see, same mom, and insisting making up reasons to not speak to me, I'm done, because honestly, there's nothing I can do for him. At this point, I'm just waiting to get a phone call where I need to go identify the body. As someone with a bipolar significant other, I feel for you. He went off his meds once for almost 2 months, and it was the scariest and most painful time in my life. I can't imagine what you feel. Please accept a hug from a stranger. He's 23 and mean as hell to everyone, including his girlfriend and their kids. He tells her things like, "That's why nobody wants you," to her. And to me, he says things like, "My kids don't even like you." They're damn babies. How do they know who they like yet? Did they tell him and they can't even talk? I had to cut him out of my life because the hurt he caused me was unreal and I was having issues in my daily life over it. Do you know what contributed to his behavior like that? Such as if he hung out with a bad crowd or had internal mental problems? Not to be nosy or anything, just curious. Oof, perfect timing. She's currently home for the summer and heads back to college in a few days. I feel bad for saying this, but I'm honestly ashamed that she's still enrolled there. This will be her 5th semester there, but she was supposed to have failed all her classes her 2nd semester, and 3rd, and 4th. Every semester she skips class and parties, not even attempting her schoolwork. Then, when the school goes to kick her out, she appeals the decision and somehow, I honestly have no idea how, gets her professors to bump her grades up just high enough for her to pass and continue on another semester. She lost all of her scholarships and grants already. Initially, I was paying whatever tuition costs were left over, and then was paying 75% of tuition, and she got student loans for the rest. She was home for break last semester, and I overheard her on the phone bragging to one of her friends about how she doesn't do any work because all she has to do is file an appeal to pass her classes. I was appalled, and now that I know that, I'm not paying a dime. I just don't understand why she does it, or if I'm somehow responsible for causing this behavior as her father. But we were poor when she was younger, and even now, we're maybe lower middle class. She wasn't spoiled and saw how hard I worked to provide for her. We had an agreement when she turned 16 that if she wanted a car, she was responsible for paying gas. She got a part-time job, and so I got her a used car. My thought was that working to earn gas money would teach her firsthand the value of a dollar. That was the best way I could think to teach her and give her some real-life experience. I don't know if it didn't stick or what, but she seems perfectly content to keep up the routine and get a degree handed to her. I worked for everything I have, and everything she has. Her college fund was a result of me squirreling away every dime I could for 10 years. She's currently pissed at me for it, but I will not continue to use this money to literally buy her a degree. I've begrudgingly decided to take a step back and let her handle her education on her own. For some, college just represents 4 more years of hoops to jump through after high school. Some of those say screw it and party until they get kicked out or choose the easiest major and do the same and graduate with a C average. It's really not seen as the golden ticket to successful adulthood like it once was. This behavior is pretty easy to understand when you see it through the eyes of an 18-year-old who doesn't enjoy school. Here's a serious question. Does she actually want to go to college? She may be acting this way because she doesn't want to go, but may feel like she doesn't have a choice, and therefore isn't trying at all because she doesn't care about it. I did stupid like this too when I first went to college. I'm fixing it now on my own time and my own dime, but that was because I literally didn't want to go. My parents metaphorically held a gun to my head and said, if you don't get a 4-year degree, then you'll always be a failure. And though I handled it extremely poorly, I felt like I was between a rock and a hard place and I couldn't win no matter what I did, so I just half-assed it and hated myself. Not making an excuse for this behavior, but it's just something worth looking at. She may hate college, but feel like, for whatever reason, she has no choice but to go, and being put in an unwinnable position will make people do incredibly stupid things. I'm not disappointed in my 18-year-old, but I sure wish I knew how to activate him. He graduated in May and has no desire to go to college, no real aspirations at all. He's pretty much been in his room on his phone since. He struggled for many years with anxiety, which we're treating, and I know a lot of things are difficult for him, but man, I wish I knew how to get him excited about something. Anything, whether it's a job or a hobby or a plan or whatever. At 18, I was exactly the same. Didn't really care about anything, certainly didn't feel like an adult. I'm just shy of 23 now, and I did come out of it, slowly and painfully. At the same time, not everyone I know did. Some of my friends are in exactly the same place they were at the end of high school, except that they got a job instead of school. So you can't just sit back and hope he figures it out either. I'd suggest helping him cultivate a healthy personal life, more so than pushing him to start making money, honestly. Hobbies are a great help, especially if they push him to be a little more social. I spent an absurd amount of times as a teen holed up in my room with my guitar, and that skill eventually led me to branching out and meeting people at jam sessions. Hi Dad, you got my age wrong. I'm not disappointed in my son because he is too much like me. He's a solid introvert who is afraid to ask for help and doesn't want to bother people, even with very legitimate requests. He is an expert procrastinator. I remember being that age and being so much like that. I'm not sure how I got through university, but I've been a successful engineer for 30 years, so I've still got a lot of hope for him. Also, both my kids vape/smoke. We've been anti-smokers for all of our adult lives, and I'm sad to see them choose to do something negative like that. They both want to quit, but it's a tough road. Dude, hop on that right now. I had the same issues and it led to me failing out of school, drinking, and a suicide attempt, all at age 20. I wasn't confronting my fear of asking people for help and it was eating me alive. The only thing that had snapped me out of it was actually failing out of school and needing to tell my parents. Then it was 2 to 3 solid years of therapy and stuff like that. Seriously, you gotta get in there and see if he really needs the help I needed. My son is 24, and by some standards, a disappointment. He has a degree and no job, he struggles with motivation, and his sleep patterns are terrible. I don't think he has a plan to move forward with his life. Earlier in the year, my husband, his dad, was diagnosed with cancer. I thank God every day for my slacker son. He's so kind. Every time he makes dinner, because I know you must be tired, or comes and gives me a hug when I get home from work, makes it possible for me to keep going. I'm following this thread to see what I can do to be a better child to my parents while I still have the chance. For those who don't have disappointing adult children, I can always be yours. No drive, no ambition, and no work ethic worth a damn. He's 25, he peaked in 6th grade. Hi Mom! Clicked because, for some reason, I was looking to hate myself more. Found fewer reasons for that, surprisingly. Well played, Reddit. Same, I've been having issues feeling that I've disappointed my parents. This thread gave me a lot of perspective and made me feel that I'm not all that much of a screw-up yet. My ex-husband was the son that my parents wanted their actual son to be, so they're pissed that my brother isn't like him, and they're pissed that I divorced him. Double whammy. Never mind that we just fundamentally did not work as a couple. They basically see it as me stealing away their chance at having the perfect child as a son-in-law. No, well. I'll tell you why I'm disappointed in my son. We took the Ancestry.com test, and he doesn't share my genetic background. Maybe it's not actually my son who disappointed me. My mom's disappointed that I left a 30,000 pound a year job for 28,000 pound job because I had 2 mental breakdowns even though everything is now perfect. Sometimes we just have to get on with it. Mental health is worth way more than 5,000 pounds a year. As long as you have enough to get by, you made the right call. She has not become a multimillionaire and decided to fund my retirement, but she's only just turned 18. I give her a year or two to sort it out. Her age is no excuse. The Cash Me Outside girl is already a millionaire and she's only 16. Get your daughter to Dr. Phil, stat! I'm still not sure what my parents think of me. I was the promised child who got 99th percentile on aptitude tests in kindergarten, aced tests, memorized the presidents by age 4, at my dad's insistence, and ended up just blundering my way through school because what started as a bad habit of not doing homework eventually amalgamated into depression-driven apathy about education. I dropped out of college and I've spent more of my time in therapy learning how to be a good person and be happy, which does make my mom happy, but I can feel my entire extended family's disappointment in me that I chose to work an 8 to 5 job and just live in an apartment with my cat. On the bright side, I'm more confident in my life choices than I've ever been and wouldn't trade the positive mindset I've been working so hard on for any amount of work discipline. And that's the end of this Ask Reddit. Parents of Reddit, why are you disappointed in your adult child? Thank you for watching this most amazing facts video. Don't forget to hit the like button, get subscribed, and share this with your friends who either are parents and might have disappointing children or might be children who think they're disappointing their parents. It would help us out a lot. And we will see you in the next most amazing facts video.